Hey, this is for the JMC class I'm taking about media representation of zombies and the apocalypse. So, to start off, we talked about a man whose name is Stuart Hall, and he has some radical ideals, I'll say, that I don't necessarily disagree with. His general consensus point is that power has used the media and will continue to use the media in a way that stops the flow of thought. It tries to use the media to stifle opinions that power might not like because, well, if enough people don't like what power is doing, power probably isn't powerful enough to stop a million angry people. So, you come down to it and you say, okay, how do we fix this? And, well, the main way to do it is to make a bunch of people like the power that they're submitting to, which is not as easy as you might think. And in some cases, the power isn't all that bad. And so it's very easy because they're powerful, but all they want is to feed the homeless, which, well, I guess it's more controversial than it sounds like it should be, but it is. Um, And in representation of that, I think zombies is a rather nuanced approach. I'd say most people would say zombies are there for many reasons, and they would give a lot of reasons before they did in regards to media. One of the main reasons I think zombies are such an appealing thing is you can't really say zombies are the good guys. There's no real discourse about, like, oh, why'd they kill all those zombies? What? It's like, well, they were going to eat their brains, and also they're not alive, so it doesn't even matter. You're not even killing something, you're just shooting a rock, you know? So it's a very safe approach. You can create a mass murder film without there being any murder. And I think that's appealing to companies who want to play the safe route. Specifically with, I think that's kind of what we're seeing in the remakes these days, how companies are remaking everything instead of making new things because they just want to make money. Most large companies don't seem to care, at least right now, about producing really high quality, good content. It's more what content's going to get us money. Like the recent How to Train Your Dragon release. It was fine, apparently. I didn't see it, but everyone's like, it was okay. It was unaggressive. It just kind of existed and people moved on, I guess. So, with zombies, in regards to the actual media, that perspective I think is very interesting. I think the idea that these zombies are a representation of the masses of mindless media people rising up and going beyond what they have been told to do to fight against larger powers. One specific thing was this guy made a video on how zombies kind of suggest eat the rich and a strike back against centralist capitalism and things. And I think to a certain extent that could be true. It's hard to say for sure, as I've never seen a zombie movie or a zombie TV show. The only zombie TV show I ever watched was I watched a couple episodes of I think it's like a hundred things I want to do before I die zombie show. Oh gosh, I don't remember what it's called. But it's an anime where this guy just has a bunch of stuff he wants to do before he die, and it's a zombie apocalypse. It's funny, but I didn't really care for it, and I didn't see any underlying messages there. It was just zombies were there because it was easiest to just have them there. I think most companies, in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know if they care enough to. I think most companies don't want to make a zombie movie with that message because most companies don't want people to end up challenging them. I am a pretty radical kind of guy in that way, but also I'm radical in the way that I don't really think these companies and these people will change, and I think they're aware of what they're doing and they just don't care. I think they will try whatever they can do to uh, keep their rose tinted glasses on and make everything work exactly how they want to, where they're making as much money as possible, and they will continue to try and prop up that status quo. So the zombie thing for me, while I do believe it has merit, I don't fully think the companies that make these large produced zombie things like The Last of Us, I don't think they have that much soul behind them. I'm sure The Last of Us is a good show, or no, a good game, and I've heard much about it, but I don't think they're necessarily thinking about the zombies being a metaphor for these kinds of things. I think they're more trying to work on other aspects of the story and just have a bad thing going on. Although I guess The Last of Us, out of all of the ones that were mentioned, is probably the most soulful. You know, Zombieland's just it's a horror com, and so it's not even really horror at all. And then The Walking Dead is, I mean, a lot of people like it. My mom loves it, but my mom definitely never seemed to care at all if there was any underlying tone about zombies in it, and I've heard a lot about it from my mom, even though I couldn't name a character. So I don't know. I think sometimes there are things in the world that are up to scrutiny and you can pull something out of it, but you're pulling a little too hard. I don't know. I do think that there is definitely merit to it, as I've said probably 4 times now. But I think that, in essence, most of these people don't make it with the intention of producing a story that these zombies are supposed to represent, the mindless masses of media. And instead, they use them as what they are in media as a very baseline thing. Just, this is something we can put hundreds of on screen and have all of them die, and no one will go, "Oh, dang, that was not what should have happened." It's just, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, he sprayed down a bunch of zombies and that was cool. Yeah, fist pump." So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I'd love to see if someone has a more nuanced opinion than me. I mean, obviously Stuart Hall seems to, but I don't know. It's a interesting thing that I think I have maybe a more lax take compared to my normal kind of rhetoric I spit. So yeah, thank you for listening.